Hi, Freddys Company again. Talking about finishing some wood projects that we have over here. So let me get this and show you what we're going to do. This is a gun stock that I previously done some work on, and at this point it's been sanded and all the real big rough gouges taken out of it, and it was pre-treated and stained. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some steel wool and just work on the stock a little bit. And it's pretty simple. Some people say you really have to be precise with which way you go. The first couple times, not so much. Just be light with it. Let's see if I can get that on the film. Just like that. I'm applying no pressure other than really what it takes for me to hold it. And if I was going to lay it like this, just enough to grip it and take it down this way. All I'm trying to do is knock off any of the particles that are actually standing up, because whenever you stain, you raise some of the grain a little bit, and this is going to knock it down a little bit. I'm going to do that and wipe it down, and in a little bit we'll be ready to put the polyurethane finish on this and then do some other treatments with it. So, and while I'm thinking about it, it's also real important, make sure that you stain the back of the stock. A lot of people overlook this area, and it's not going to be seen, but it's just a good professional level detail to get to, just like with the insides of all your raceways and all the ways where the barrel is going to be and the guts of the gun. You want to make sure that you finish everything up in a way that looks professional. Even if you're doing it at home, do-it-yourself person, you want to make sure that your stuff looks good. All right, I'm going to work on this some more, and then we'll give you an update when we get ready to put the poly on. Hi, Eric with the 1032 Company. We just got done using steel wool and then wiping down the entire surface of the stock. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put the finish on it. And the finish that we use is a wipe-on poly. This isn't a match grade rifle or anything like that. Min-wax. Wipe-on poly. Looks great, really easy to take care of. And all you need to do is you need to have some place to hang it. I have a ladder in my garage taking up space, so that's what I'm going to hang this off of, and then just apply it. So give me a second, I'm going to get set up and then we'll get to it. Okay, so now something that doesn't get addressed enough and people end up finding out the hard way like I did is how are you going to hang this thing up when you're actually ready to do it. So what you need to do is look on the piece where you're going to hang it. If you have, a swivel stud that you didn't take out for whatever reason, or if you have a hole that's through the front of it, like where an oversized stud would go or something like that, use that. This gun has a couple of holes right here where the trigger group would go, and then the bolt that actually holds down all of the guts of the gun. So because this, where the trigger goes, is kind of thin, I'm going to use this, and I'm going to have the rest of the hanger that I'm using to hang it up come up the inside of the gun where it's not as critical if my finish gets dinged a little bit. So all I'm going to do, go ahead and stick this through this side, and then rotate it up. So see, got it hung just like that. So it comes right up inside of here, kind of hangs off at a little angle so I can reach every place. And I am going to put another glove on when I get to messing with the poly, because it's kind of messy. And you can use cloth to put this on. Just a clean white cloth is probably best, that way you actually can see what you're doing. You can even use paper towels. I don't like the little paper fibers in it, or you can use cotton applicator pads like we use to do some brewing. So give me a second. So we're getting ready to get set here, and since this is just a wipe-on poly, it's not real critical if it has a lot of bubbles while it's going on, because it's going to settle down. We're going to apply it into another little container and then put it on there. We want to go ahead and mix everything up. Alright, so here's my little container. If you have a glass container, it's probably best, but since I don't, I'm going to use what I have. And this is one of the little 3M PPS cups that is real handy to use for a lot of stuff besides just painting. So I am going to go ahead and pour some of this into here. Just need a little bit with my guard dog. Yeah, don't come mess around with 1032 on the barrel. This is what it looks like. You can see it down in there. And just that little bit will cover this whole gun a couple of times over. So since this stuff is relatively inexpensive, still be sparing with your use of it. The first coat we're going to put on pretty thick, and I'm just going to start from the top of the gun, and I'm going to come down to the bottom of the gun just because that's the way it's hanging. So I'm just going to go in long strokes and just make sure everything is coated the first time through to make sure it's sealing the pour. So here we go with that. Notice I put it on both hands now. So I'll get some of this on there. Relatively thick kind of position the gun. Start in the areas where you're not going to see as easily. Right down the ways here. And across the top. And again, you might get a little bit of stain coming off. I'll show you that in a second. And that's okay. Put the gun out. It'll blend back into it when we come back to finish off this surface coat. Notice I haven't got to go back and any more out of my container yet. In a second here, I'm going to just flip my cloth over. When I get down to the lower half of the gun, the actual shoulder stock of the gun. So all I do now, flip my arm over like that, and I fold it up a little bit for the new surface, and we'll start getting all of the hand grip area, and shoulder spot part of the gun. At this point, this is where I'm just going to stick my hand through, and kind of see where it's at, and it helps to have something that you can get 360 degrees around to work on it. I didn't think it would make that big a deal, but the more I do it, the more I find if I can get to whatever angle is going to make it easy for me to get it on there, the better my finished product is going to be. Let's put it up again. Again, remember what I said, we want to finish that end piece of the stock to make sure that you have a good coating in your place. So I'm going to take a look at it. If there's any place I think needs a little bit more, I'm go ahead and put it on now. If there's any place that's not shiny from this application, because this is wet, put it on there. It's not super critical. If I'm bumping a little bit, just put it back over it. Not really going to hurt us at this point. It's real hot here in the St. Louis area. We've had some record heat today, got up to 101, something like that. I know y'all in Texas and Arizona are laughing at us, but we're having people dying. And humidity today is pretty high. It's been about 15. Today it's about 45 right now. It's about 50%. We've got some storms coming in. So we're going to go ahead and let this dry a little bit. You do want to kind of go in the direction of the grain of wood, and here on the grip piece, you actually grip it here, bring it down, and then kind of blend it around. Not real critical, because as we go into finishing it with the steel wool and whatnot, we'll get rid of some of that. Alright, so there it is, and we'll come back in a while and touch it up and go to the next step. To show this. We've been working on a gun that's hanging up here, and this is the cloth I was using. I don't know if you can see a little bit of the stain coming off of there, so that's not critical. It's not going to hurt it. This is just helping it blend back in, because the finish is wet, it's going into the pores of the wood, so that's not going to hurt it at all. Just make sure you don't worry about that.